Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes, just like you, hopefully. I've been staying seated, not because anything's wrong, just because I'm too lazy to stand up and walk around. I'm not bragging, it's just a lifestyle I've chosen. Let's see if how long I can continue this being a productive member of society from my bedroom behind a video game controller. Reading posts on Twitter. Elon. We all know this. Elon bought Twitter, but it's not official yet. But there's been so many changes on Twitter because once Elon is officially in charge, he'll make things public, so they have to stop doing weird things. But it's only Twitter, so I don't care because I, I don't know why people were making such a big deal about Elon Musk buying Twitter, considering you know this is America, and so in America it's there's this thing called capitalism. So like a person can buy anything, you know, like like there's billionaires that own newspapers, billionaires that own hell, like Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook and I think WhatsApp, and doesn't he own Instagram too? So so it's not like weird that Elon Musk bought Twitter because people own stuff. Like someone owns name anything, someone owns it. I mean, so you know, I just don't know why this is a big deal. Well, we know why it's a big deal because the Twitter is a advertisement for the left, and it promotes, it helps with the left wing narrative. But the only problem is, uh, if you look at the world population, or hell, if you look at the American population, not that many people actually use Twitter. It's just that the media acts like Twitter is the mouthpiece for the world, but it's not. It's like more people don't use Twitter than use Twitter. I mean, just to keep it simple. Like, there's a lot more people that don't use Twitter than use Twitter, but the media covers Twitter like most of the world uses it, or most of the world pays attention to it. I don't know when that's gonna stop. I wish it would, but uh, I just like that. Like when Musk bought Twitter, like two of the most popular people on Twitter, like both lost like 300,000 followers. So like Obama lost like 300,000 followers, and Katy Perry lost 200,000 followers. Those are like the I think like Obama's the most followed person, and Katy Perry's the third most followed person. But they both have one thing in common. They're both left wing shills, and so I bet you all those followers were bots. Were bots. They had to be. And I bet you they were bots that just retweeted what they said. I bet you, because I believe, this is what I've heard, because I've heard other people who actually follow and pay attention to Twitter, that like half of its users are bots. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the people who actually use Twitter, it's not as many as people think it is, because uh, a lot of the users are bots, and a lot of the users are multiple accounts. Like there's nothing stopping you from having 6 accounts. So technically, that's just one person, though. But anyway, just find it strange. Um, the people who follow me on Twitter, which is zero, I have 0 followers on Twitter. Most likely, it's because I post racist stuff, or I post right wing stuff, or I post stuff that goes against narrative, like um, like why are we still wearing masks when the masks don't work? Like, stuff like that, or like for example, the Johnson and Johnson um, has had its um, like a shot um, heavily restricted by the what's it called? The FDC, CDC, whatever, the medical thing, whatever. That shot's been heavily restricted because it causes blood clots. Um, Now there have been people who've been saying it causes blood clots forever, but they got shut down. But now that they finally had to like make it public, those people aren't gonna get their accounts back. But anyway, so like because I say stuff like that, I say stuff that's the truth. So people like me because I'm famous. Anyway, enough of the bullshit. On to something like really serious that it's really been bothering me. I don't care about the jab shit. Like, if you're dumb enough to get it, that's on you. Okay, there's been enough um, like facts put out about all this shit that if you still take it, hey, you know, good luck, pal. But in Japan, there's been several schools where the dress code is that the female students can't wear ponytails because if a boy saw the nape of a girl's neck, it would sexually excite them. Um, Hello? Yeah, ponytails are banned in a lot of Japanese schools, high schools, middle school, whatever, because that hairstyle, well, not the hairstyle, actually seeing the back of a girl's neck will sexually excite boys. I've I've never heard of this. I've I don't know what to say. And when I first heard this, I really tried to analyze this. Okay, and I'm thinking throughout my life because I've like a woman in a ponytail. I'm gonna blow your mind. It is a very common hairstyle. I've seen women who are in their 90s have a ponytail. I've seen little kids who are 6 and 7 have a ponytail. I'm being serious. I've seen every age of a woman have a ponytail in school, in elementary school, in junior high school, in college. I've seen a woman wear a ponytail in every level of school I've been in. I remember in kindergarten, first grade, all the girls would wear ponytails. Well, not all, but like every day there'd be at least one girl in a ponytail in class. I'm exaggerating. It's probably like more 4 or 5. Like, it was a very common hairstyle. Um, Around that age, in elementary school, I never once had a sexual thought because a girl was wearing a ponytail and I saw the back of her neck. And then I think the middle school, same thing. I remember this got like there's this girl named Dolly Dolly Lachette, always wore a ponytail in middle school. That's just one example. I never once had a sexual thought, because I'm like, oh man, the back of her neck. Never once thought about that. High school, I had the same girl, in a lot of classes. She always wore a ponytail. I also sat next to a girl in Spanish class, Dawn Gregory. She wore a ponytail, I think, every day in high school. I never saw her with her hair down. Every day she had a ponytail. Never once did that um, inspire sexual thoughts. In college, um, I was friends with several women who had ponytails. Never once did that trigger me into thinking sexually about her. I mean, I can give several other examples, okay? So, I don't understand. Like sometimes Japan does stuff, and I'm like, they gotta be trolling. They gotta be. Okay, so it must, and this is the only thing I can think of. Whoever made this a rule, because it's not every school, but it's like a lot of schools. Whoever made this rule has a ponytail fetish. That is the only reason why this came to be. So it's probably, I'm just gonna assume, I don't know, but I'm gonna assume it's like a whatever 55-year-old man, who's like in charge of this stuff, and he. I'm assuming part of his job is to walk through high schools and check things out, and so he saw a 16 15-year-old girl wearing a ponytail, and because he has a ponytail fetish, he started thinking like impure thoughts about the girl. He's like, okay, great, I'm gonna lose my job. um, I'm gonna have to make up a rule saying girls can't wear ponytails, and that's how it came to be because he apparently gets turned on by seeing the back or sorry, the nape of a girl's neck. But guess what? A bob cut, like a short haircut that shows the back of the neck, that's okay because some people have short haircuts. So having a short haircut that is okay, but wearing a ponytail is not okay. So I don't think see like that. That's why it's a ponytail fetish because girls can have you know like especially girls who take sports seriously. They have short haircuts usually. So like remember like Japanese porn. You have like very specific fetishes. Like you'll have like what's like I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Okay, hanging bra fetish. Okay, that is a very like tunnel vision type of fetish where it's like it's usually porn about a girl who like wears a bra. Like she's fully dressed, but if she like bends over, how you can see her cleavage or whatever. But she's wearing a bra, and it's called a hanging bra because you can see like her cleavage or breasts, but she has a bra that's hanging over it too. It's a very like specific type of fetish. So there's whatever there's a whole bunch of things. There's like another Japanese genre of porn, lesbian armpit fetish porn, where it's just lesbians like making out, and then like one of the girls randomly starts making out with the girl's armpit. Like no one would have thought of that, but you have lesbians and armpit fetish stuff. Okay, so this guy is just all about ponytails. So I actually want to be this guy. Imagine living in a world where if a woman wears a ponytail, you're like, oh man, there you go. I'm set. I mean, like, I'm not judging this guy. I'm actually envious of this guy. Because, like, if you have a ponytail fetish, like, you don't, I mean, like, every day's Easter, you know? You just walk outside and, like, you're seeing, like, grade A sexual content, you know? Grade A sexual content right there. Oh, man, check out that ponytail. Okay, well, and then like make up the rule. Like you can't say it's actually a ponytail fetish. You have to go. It's because the back of the neck is showing, because it'll be really weird if you go, well, it's ponytails, because like you don't want to give your secret away. So like you like throw them off by saying it's the nape of the neck, even though you don't ban short haircuts. You know, like we see through your scheme there, pal. You got a ponytail fetish. You know, hey, like not gonna kink shame them. The only kink a person can shame, like legit shame, is a furries. Okay, like furries or whatever mascots. If you can only get off on someone because they're dressed like a you know, like a giant fox or bunny or whatever, well, there's a problem. Okay, there is a problem, and the problem is I'm not involved in it. Come on, I dress up like a cow just because like I want to go moo. No other reason. I just think it'd be funny. Like imagine going to the furry convention and you dress up as a cow and you take it too far and you just go moo for everything. Just all day moo, all day. Or like a big bell around your neck. Imagine like being a furry at the convention. The only thing you say is moo, and every time you move, an annoying bell goes off. That's right. I'd be trolling at the furry convention. Okay, another Japanese school dress code is the girls are only allowed to wear white panties. To me, that sounds like a fetish too. Because, okay, first of all, no one is looking. I mean, unless you're looking under their skirt, like you wouldn't know that they're what color their panties are, right? I'm assuming so. How would you know? I mean, the only time I've known what color a girl's panties are is because she told me, or I somehow saw under her skirt. But that's very rare because, like, to actually see under her skirt, that's probably like laying down on the grass, and then like she walked near me, like near me, so it's like you can't help but see it, But like the girl sitting down, like usually in high school, usually a girl's wearing if she's wearing a skirt, it's long enough that she can sit down and you don't see her panties. So this is once again another fetish that this guy didn't want to be aroused around school age children. Because why else would he make that rule? Because like no other person who is in charge of these kids is thinking about what color underwear they're wearing. I mean, if they have no ill motives, you're not thinking of, like, why would you think about a kid's underwear? It just doesn't make sense. So once again, who's ever making up these rules? I want his hard drive checked. Seriously, seriously. And and after you check his hard drive, I want a copy of all those movies. It's got to be grade A material. It's got to be like Japanese porns where it's um like ponytail black underwear schoolgirl, because like the translation of the porn's gonna be weird, but like if you translate the porn title to English, it'll be like uh schoolgirl ponytail pink underwear. starring Otomi Orosaka, one of the one of the best, top quality, top tier JAV models ever. Anyway, just some stuff is so hard to believe until you actually hear it. But whatever. Once again, not gonna kink shame you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy your day. I'm done for now. Have a good one. Peace.